Bienvenidos a este gameplay de Final Fantasy XVI. Bueno, en un principio no iba a grabar, porque realmente lo que voy a hacer son el porrón de secundarias que tengo aquí pendientes, pero he descubierto una serie de cositas que quería, no sé, me han sorprendido y quería comentarla con vosotros. La cosa es lo siguiente. Tengo un nuevo Eon, ¿vale? Que es Shiva. Entonces, Entonces, este Eon tiene habilidades muy chulas, como esta de la cinta glacial, pero es que tiene otras dos que son esta y esta que la verdad es que molan bastante. ¿Qué pasa? Que se las activo y esta sobre todo me flipa, o sea, es flipante. Entonces, ¿qué ocurre? Que si las activo todas, me quedo sin puntos de habilidad. Pero he descubierto vamos, no he descubierto, lo vi hace tiempo, vi que las habilidades, aunque las tengas desarrolladas, si os fijáis, dice pulsa cuadrado para restablecer. Restablecer quiere decir que pierdes la habilidad, pero te devuelven parte de los puntos de habilidad que has gastado para hacerla. Entonces, tengo aquí habilidades como esta tormenta eléctrica de la que ya, bueno, que no he utilizado nunca y que no voy a utilizar. Entonces he decidido que las habilidades que no vaya a utilizar, pues, por ejemplo, esta habilidad, si fijaos lo que ocurre si la deshabilito. Quiero restablecer la habilidad tormenta eléctrica a cambio de 1575 puntos de habilidad. Pues si decimos que sí, ahora tengo 11.000 puntos de habilidad para gastar, ¿vale? Y cuanto mayor sea la habilidad, más puntos te dan. Entonces, ¿por qué estoy haciendo esto? Porque realmente puedo, digamos, poder emplear estos puntos de habilidad donde quiera. Evidentemente ahora voy a cargar partida porque esta habilidad me acabo de dar cuenta de que es una de las habilidades de las que más uso. Entonces voy a cargar partida en un momento, que total tarda un momento porque esto es muy rápido, ¿vale? Pero solo quería mostraros pues lo que es el funcionamiento de esto, ¿no? Entonces, habilidades como esta, que es electrosfera, que no la he utilizado, vamos, la he utilizado muy poco, ¿vale? Pues esta la restablezco. Eh, bueno, las de Garuda las voy a... Porque ¿cuánto me darían por esto? Me darían 120 puntos nada más, así que la voy a dejar. Pero las habilidades de... Las habilidades de... Bueno, voy a ver qué habilidades tengo puestas. Tiro barrido y onda térmica. Vale, pues piro barrido, que es esta, la dejo. Y onda térmica también la dejo. Pero esta de impulso ígneo, que ya apenas la uso en combate. Bueno, si es que tampoco me da mucho. ¿Sabéis qué pasa? Que las habilidades del Fénix ya Quiero decir, vale un poco porque es el león que tengo desde el principio, entonces. Pero por ejemplo, las de Ifrit es que ya no, excepto esta, que esta sí la utilizo muchísimo, las de Ifrit ya no las uso. Entonces las voy a restablecer todas. Las de Bahamut, por ejemplo, ya no utilizo. Es que directamente este aún no lo utilizo. Por esta habilidad me dan, por ejemplo, 650 puntos. Y por esta, fijaos, me dan 1800 puntos. Me dan una barbaridad. Vale. Y... A ver, ¿qué más podemos deshabilitar por ahí? Esta de ráfaga eólica, pues, por ejemplo, me da 1540 puntos por ella. Y ahora mismo apenas la uso, ¿vale? Y ahora con 13.000 puntos de habilidad, pues tengo que decidir... qué habilidades quiero potenciar. ¿Ves? Esta habilidad, por ejemplo, tampoco la utilizo ya. Por ejemplo, esta la voy a dominar ya porque es bueno, ya me habéis visto en los combates contra los jefes, es la que utilizo para curarme y para atacar más, ¿no? Y vamos a ver de las que ya tengo. Vale, pues ahora vamos a... esta de finta glacial está muy interesante, la voy a potenciar. Y esta de polvo de diamantes también la voy a potenciar. Fijaos que me quedan pocos puntos de habilidad para poder tenerla a tope. A ver si puedo deshabilitar alguna más. Bueno, pues deshabilitando esta ya puedo... Estoy debatiéndome entre dominar esta o dominar esta. No tengo puntos de habilidad suficientes, pero... no sé qué hacer. Bueno, mira, sabéis que os digo que voy a dominar esta. Y para dominar esta, pues me quedan algo más de 500 puntos de habilidad, que yo creo que haciendo las misiones secundarias yo creo que lo logro. Vale. Bueno, pues ahora vamos a continuar. Una vez hecho esto, bueno, me voy a equipar con las habilidades nuevas. A ver. Ah, vale, que la de cinta glacial. Vale, vale. Pues mira, pues me voy a equipar con... A ver. Porque otra cosa que es que he descubierto que es que a pesar de tener el dominante equipado, te puedes equipar con una habilidad de otro dominante. Entonces, me voy a poner, por ejemplo, estallido centelleante, que es una habilidad que utilizo mucho. Y de esta manera, pues bueno. Vale, pues nada. Vale, pues tenemos un montón de secundarias por hacer. No sé por dónde empezar, la verdad. Podemos empezar, por ejemplo, por aquí abajo e ir en el sentido de las... O empezar por aquí... Mira, podemos empezar por aquí, por ejemplo, por la fonda de Marta e ir en el sentido de las agujas del reloj y vamos haciendo las secundarias poco a poco. Ah, bueno, tengo espada nueva. Es verdad que se me olvida contarlo. Tengo espada nueva, que es esta que se llama glaciarosa. Y tengo también... Bueno, tengo no, pero hay un objeto nuevo. Un fajín nuevo disponible. Pero tengo que conseguir antes un par de movidas para poder fabricarlo.
Ah, Clive. Just the man I was hoping to see.
Oh, and why is that?
Remember how some of Sir Wade's guardians took up residence here after the Akashic attacked? Well, now the rest have come to join him. Seems their barracks in the Lazarus have been lost to an ether flood. Now, I don't mind having a few more brave boys around to keep them animals at bay. I ain't daft after all. But we ain't got nowhere for 'em to bed down. Poor buggers are having to make do with haylofts and chocobo pens. I'd build 'em a new barracks here if I could. But where would I put 'em? There just isn't enough room up here on the rock. Which leaves us in a bit of a pickle. The people we're counting on to keep us...
I see.
And it isn't just that lot. There's been more and more of them turning up lately, but there's only so many we can shout. We can't keep cramming more and more people into less, and that's what I was hoping you...
Sí, mujer.
Thank you, Clive.
So, where we...
Well, I reckon we could do a lot worse than...
Eastpool. It's been a long time since...
It was a tragedy, and if any of us could have done anything, but what's done is done.
I suppose you're right.
The blight might be pressing in, but I reckon it's got a good few years left in it yet. There's just one problem. A band of cutthroats have made it their den, And they don't... Nasty bastards they are too. Would have sent someone to clear them out sooner. If my... But now we've got a few more guardians of the flame to call on.
I do. Eastpool was once home to people I love.
And I know the men will... I've already shared a few thoughts with Sir Wade about him, and I dare say he's got some ideas of his own.
Of course.
O sea que tenemos que...
All right, Sir Wade. Let's hear your plan. Sir Wade, it's good to see you well.
And you, Lord Rosfield. And you.
Tenemos que retomar la aldea de
Eastpool and make it your own.
That's right.
Eastpool, que traducido al español es piscina del
I rather
este.
fear my men have been treading on her toes somewhat since joining us, not to mention each other's. And then there are the bearers, men and women who found the courage to flee their masters and sought refuge here. We need somewhere to settle them, and I can think of worse places than Eastpool.
As can I. Which is why I agreed to help you win it back.
That's very kind of you. I'd be most grateful if you would. With you beside us, we shall soon send that rabble.
So?
That thankfully there aren't too many of them. And rather less, thankfully. A small force would suffice.
I'll head into Eastpool. You and the Guardians can stay outside the village and fend off and make sure I'm not taken unaware.
I can't ask you to...
The Akashic are the bigger...
Well, I shall summon my men at once.
Shall I wait for you here?
No need, my lord. You...
All right.
We shall see you then.
Vale. Hay que ir a Eastpool y... En el camino nos tenemos que cargar un montón de acásicos.
What are you after?
Vale. Pues voy a comprar movidas.
Much obliged. Take care out there, eh?
I'll build a barricade so sturdy.
Eastpool es aquello de allí, ¿vale? Y así, bueno, ponemos a... Mola. Mola. Es la primera vez que utilizo esta habilidad de Shiva y mola. Pues aquí están los bandidos. Ahí va, un flan. Mola. Las nuevas habilidades de Siva molan bastante, ¿eh?
Any more surprises? I'll take that as a no.
Bravo. A magnificent display, my lord.
Pelota.
I thought you were keeping an eye out for a Kashik.
We were. Put down more than a few on the road, then arrived just in time to see you slay that... whatever it was.
Let's hope it was the last of its kind. Though I expect you and the Guardians will be up to the challenge should another appear.
I would hope so, my lord.
Your men will be bringing the bearers who'll be living here, I assume. It might be best to send word for them to come right away, before any other unsavory characters move in.
Of course. I'll send orders for them to depart immediately. Leave it with me, my lord.
Without masters.
No. We're the masters now. Our lives are our own at last.
That's all of them. And not a single Akashek in sight. Now to begin the important work of rebuilding the place. It won't be easy. Especially not after 5 years of beasts and blackguards having their wicked way with the place. The masonry might still be sturdy enough, but half the beams are rotted. Those that weren't lost in the fire or burned by the bandits, that is. It'll take a bit of elbow grease. But we'll see Eastpool rise again. Just you wait.
So wait. Lady Hannah is buried here. If you don't mind, I'd like Oscar to join the rebuilding efforts. He should be a part of this.
Of course. I couldn't agree more.
I'll let Martha know that everyone arrived safely. If you need anything more, you have only to send a Stolas.
And we will, my lord.
Eastpool is in safe hands. Time to go and tell Martha the good news.
Vale. Pues ahora tengo que venir a Marta y...
There you are. Sir Wade told me you got rid of the bandits while his lot kept an eye out. What's all this about? Some shape-shifting nightmare showing up? On second thoughts, it'll only give me nightmares of my own. What matters is you did it, and
I suppose it will be. What will you call it?
what else? Eastpool. Sir Wade said it best. There's plenty bad happened to that place, but that...
Did Wade say that?
Well, something along those lines. Anyway, the poor souls might have made it to Eastpool. It's the way I see it, neither is mine. If it's food or lumber or strong backs they need, the...
Thank you, Martha.
No, thank you.
I wanted to.
Vale.
Ah, Clive, I was just about to send for you.
O sea que
I need
Marta...
to take something to Sir Wade up. Seeds, I'll keep, but if he's... As of those poor... They've lived there, small one. And if you're Sir Wade...
All right.
O sea que esto es una misión en varias partes.
Wouldn't ask if I didn't have to. There. That should be enough to keep him in Gazal Greens for a few years at least.
Gazal Greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're better that than something that'll wither away at first frost. And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right and they're...
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to... I'll go up there and show him my...
I'm sure you will.
Ay, bueno, pues nada. Esto... Es que no me voy a molestar ni a ir andando, porque es que no...
Ah, what brings you to Eastpool?
A delivery from
He
Martha.
estado aquí hace un rato.
These are Gazal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, but they'd long since gone to sea.
Martha was hoping he might be able to, so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not about... These bearers had only They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men. I feel not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far.
Paso los diálogos un poco porque es que...
It's about time we all start to provide for ourselves. Bearers and Guardians alike. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses.
The Horde is closing in. They're coming, so wait, all of them.
Time it all. I thought we'd gather the men in the square. Send...
Yes, Sir Wade.
O sea que hay...
A Kashek, a veritable legion of them. They've been... We don't have the
O
numbers
sea que hay
to hold
combate
back a
también,
swarm
no
that size.
simplemente
I
traerle
had hoped to build a
esto a
perimeter
este.
wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to defend.
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they...
What if you could call on reinforcements from...
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might...
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village, though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians. What?
You're right, my lord. I will...
Vale.
My
Españoles.
friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter. To serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool! For Eastpool!
Vale, o sea, me van a ayudar una banda de personas harapientas.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound of my own voice.
Lord Rossfield, my lady, we're ready.
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves at strategic points around the village. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. Instead, we will focus purely on defense at first. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing. With luck, that point will be the village square, the perfect place for our most able warriors to surround them and fall upon them, and for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong nerves to coordinate the retreat. I'd say you have both in abundance, Sir Wade, but you'll be needed. Please, leave the last of the fighting to me.
Ha! And let you have all the glory.
Sir Wade, they're here.
Then you know what you must do. We work together, everyone playing their part, each shielding the other that no man might fall, that Eastpool might live on. For Rosaria.
For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you ask.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too then, eh?
Right you are, Martha.
Bueno, pues vamos a ver.
it comes. Not let this village fall. It's over. Over here. Torgal, kill. Get him. There's no
Bueno, lo que pasa que es que con las nuevas habilidades que tengo, los combates es que duran súper poco.
Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield, change of plan.
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic remain in East Pool?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is behind us. I could order a detachment or two.
No. Let them finish. You stay here too, Sir Wade. I'll go after the curl. Join me only when East Pool is won.
If you're sure. May the Founder protect you.
Vale, o sea que tengo que ir a cargarme al bicho tocho. Y esto es aquí, vale.
Next one's mine.
Espérate un momento. Vale. Ahora comprendo por qué es tan fácil. Cuando en uno de mis intentos de cargarme al dragón, a la escoria del dragón, lo puse en el modo historia, pero sí era posible matarle en el modo historia, que tampoco lo conseguí. Y me lo dejé en el modo historia, por eso era tan fácil. Ahora lo comprendo. Vale, pues lo voy a poner aquí. Lo voy a poner de nuevo en el modo acción. Vale, se ha guardado el cambio. Voy a poner de nuevo en el modo acción para que tenga un pelín más de dificultad. No va a ser mucho más la dificultad realmente, porque con las nuevas habilidades que tengo, pues ya lo habéis visto. Vale, este es el bicho. Y ahora tengo 4 barras de límite. Porque como he dominado la habilidad esta del Fénix, de Aether, perdón. Vale, pues listo. Y 104 puntitos de habilidad, que me van a venir muy bien.
All right. Back to Eastpool.
Lord Rossfield, the Curl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, my lord. We were able to eradicate the rest of the Horde. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but all seems quiet for now. I hesitate to say it, but I think it might be over.
I think it might.
We did it. We saved Eastpool. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. It's us who should be thanking you. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to fight for what you hold dear.
We never had nothing to call our own before. We didn't know what it meant to protect it, but now we do. We really do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, and still we doubted you. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now, so we have to start acting like it.
Vale,
We have
muy
to
bien.
fight to protect.
And we shall. We all shall. Together. This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away,
They'll have us to answer to.
Vale,
Come
sí.
on then.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
Muy bonito.
They're not slaves anymore.
no. They're Rosarians. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he was still with us today, this is what he would have wanted.
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild the village. After all, this is my home now too, and I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if I didn't pull my weight.
I think you'll find it's East Pudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Mother?
Of course, and I'd be counting on yours too. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right. I will.
Lord Rossfield, do you remember our very first mission together? Clearing the goblins from the Stillwind marshes?
How could I forget?
There's one sight that I shall never forget. You, facing off against that giant Morble. Not a trace of fear on your face.
Así el
Since that
molbol.
day, there have been when the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor. But every time, I would think back to the looking to be a shield. Know that whatever trials East...
So, Wade, you have always been a true... I know that Eastpool, and indeed...
Thank you. I know the rest of the world will...
Vale, y ahora tenemos que ir a ver a esta mujer otra vez.
It's lucky you came, but not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved it.
I just did what I could.
And it's only right they take it before...
Thank you, Martha.
So, he's pulling a home to free...
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know, bearers living free like loath as I am to recall that.
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye?
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing... In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least how he came to me. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Found her me. I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up, and before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could... And you know what he did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life better for Bear, just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? He certainly didn't lack for ambition.
Indeed. The loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father started.
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Vale, pues nada. Lo bueno de estas misiones es que en 2 misiones he ganado casi 400 puntos de habilidad, un poquito más de 400 puntos de habilidad. Me queda muy poco para tener dominada ya la habilidad de Shiva. Bueno, pues vamos a ver. Vale, aquí ya hemos acabado. Así que vamos a continuar aquí. A ver qué tenemos por aquí para hacer. Voy a hacer primero las misiones secundarias, digamos, de fuera de la guarida y voy a dejar las últimas, las de la guarida. Aquí solamente tengo una.
Know what you have to do. Clive, I fear that I must bid you farewell. As you know, our time grows short. The Lord Chief Justice's vultures are circling. We must strike now. Before we part, I want you to know that, though I may not always have been your most vocal ally, I trust you, as I trusted your predecessor.
Thank you. I appreciate the sentiment, and I understand more than anyone how you feel. But is revenge really the answer?
It is the one I found, and it is all that I have lived for since that day.
But what of Lostwing? Everything you've built.
I built Lostwing to achieve this aim. Once it is done, the village will have served its purpose. My comrades and I are sure of our cause, and we shall fight to the last, come what may. But there are those among us who cannot fight. Children, the elderly, bearers afflicted by the curse. I would place Lostwing in their hands, if I thought it would do them any good. But a village home only to the frail and the infirm is not likely to stay a safe haven for long. And so, Clive, I find myself turning to you once more. Will you take them to your hideaway, that they might live even should Lostwing die? I will not have it said that I did not see to the well-being of those who rallied to my cause. The people I speak of have withdrawn to Gotan's Bales, away from danger in case the Black Shields strike.
Understood. I'll make sure they get to the hideaway safely.
Then the last of my preparations are complete. Fare you well, Clive, and may Grieger guide us, all of us.
Bales then, and quickly, before anyone else finds them. Has asked that you come with me. He can no longer guarantee your protection, but I can. There's a safe place I can...
If that's what the Master thinks best. Sid, none of us would be standing here today if it weren't for Master Quinton. We owe him our lives, so we ain't about to start telling him what he should do with his. If he's saying we ain't safe in Lostwing no more, it's because he ain't coming back. But if that's what has to happen, then so be it. I only hope he'll see this through to the end. That we get to see justice done.
I hope
hope so too.
Oi! You lot! Where's everyone else? They ain't already left, have they?
They've gone with Master Quinton.
Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
What's wrong?
I've just come from the Justice's manor. We have to get Quinton to call off the attack. It ain't just the Black Shields protecting the place. He's got a guard dog and all. A fucking monster. They don't stand a chance against that thing. If I don't get the message to them, they're all gonna fucking die.
No. We can't let this happen. Sid! Don't worry about us. You've got to catch up with him. We can't let Quinton die before that bastard does.
All right. I'll do what I can. Where is this manor?
It's way over to the east, through the woods. Heavenhall, he calls it.
Promise us, Sid. Promise us you'll do what you can.
¿Dónde tengo que ir? Exactamente. Ostras, aquí tengo otra secundaria. Bueno, espera, voy a hacer algo. Me voy a tomar una poción. Me voy a venir aquí.
Any friend of the innkeeper is a friend of mine. I hope it's to your liking. Good day.
Me voy a venir hasta este obelisco.
This one. Get him. Over here. Over here.
Bueno, sería bueno rellenar la barra de límite antes de llegar al destino. Pero si me hace falta... Bueno, la tengo casi llena. Vale. Es por aquí, claramente. Voy a hacer un combate más. Bueno, veis la ley de Murphy, ¿no? Digo, me voy a pasar por la aldea para comprar una poción y ahora resulta que me he encontrado con 2 pociones. O sea que si hay pociones de camino al lugar es porque a lo mejor hay un jefe más o menos difícil.
Quentin, are you all right?
No. But I am alive. Which is more than I can say for my comrades. They followed me without question all the way here. And they died. For nothing.
This must be the guard dog. Quentin. I'll hold it off. You go.
But
your comrades didn't die for nothing. They died for you. Don't let their sacrifice be in vain.
I won't.
Come on, then.
Un bengal.
You're no guard dog. You're just a rabid beast that needs to be put down. Get him! Kill! This one. Get him. This one. Get him. Sick him. Down, Torgal. Get him. Go, Torgal. This one. Over here! It's over!
Ay.
If only we'd arrived earlier.
Bueno, pues ya habéis visto que aun cambiando al nivel de dificultad, pues
Is
bueno,
it over?
en fin.
this is. He wept and begged for mercy. And I cut him from ear to ear, just as I dreamed of doing all these years. All my plans. Building a haven in Lostwing. It was all for this. But what is this? My faithful comrades. All those lives lost.
Quentin.
Master Quinton! Oh,
You. You're alive.
and so are you. And I hate to say it, it's Lostwing. It's been flooded.
What? Lostwing. My Lostwing.
And look who's here.
They must have stolen in after we left, just before the flood struck. What if there are still people in there?
Don't be a fool.
Pero tronco, ¿tú eres tonto?
Damn it. Quentin's not going to last long in there. Come on, Torgal. We need to make this quick. Get him.
Habilidad mola un puñado. Ay. Vale.
I need to get back to Quentin. Quentin, look at me.
Claro, troncos, es que eres...
Yes, done.
Es que eres tonto, tronco. O sea...
Welcome back to the land of the living.
Is Lostwing?
The flood has filled the valley.
I see. Then all is at an end. A strange way to achieve one's life's ambition.
No, Master Quentin. Save your strength.
Why? All that I strove for is gone. Only emptiness remains. I have nothing left to live for.
What the heck are you on about? You got us, ain't ya? Don't try telling me you only freed us so you could get revenge. We're more than that to you, and...
I thought you weren't coming back. But I prayed. Can't we just go back to how it was?
Your work ain't over yet, Master. We believed that you were...
Your village may be lost. But it seems your people aren't. So long as you remain to...
But why? Why would anyone follow?
Because we're family.
Family?
Yeah. And all our Lostwing weren't just a village.
It was. And as long as we're still here, it is too.
We can start again. Build a new Lost Wing. Right here in the Bales.
Claro, tío.
One life ends. Why just a village? What's to stop us?
That's the Master Quentin we know.
Please, Quentin will, after all. Permit me to withdraw my request. I will no longer be needing your help in looking.
I'll pretend you never asked.
But you must be rewarded for your efforts on our behalf.
A bottle or two of your finest red will suffice.
Of course. And I have a feeling that if you don't mind waiting...
I look forward to it.
Vale. O sea que los win. A ver, voy a venir un momento a los win. O sea que aquí en Loswin ya no hay ni tienda ni nada.
Cardinal, the Dominion's all but done for.
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
Could be trouble again.
A ver, voy a ver una cosa. Voy a guardar partida. Voy a cargar. Voy a ver si puedo cargar partida antes de que Loswin dejara de existir. Esto es... solamente quiero ver una cosa, ¿vale? Porque es que los mercaderes... Los mercaderes muchas veces
What can I interest you in today?
Ildies of the Empire, vale, es que este hombre vende un rollo de música y este hombre ya no existe. Entonces... A ver. Si este rollo de música no se puede comprar en otro sitio, pues tendré que cargar una partida anterior. O continuar con esta.
What are you after?
Vale. Pues nada, me voy a tener que hacer otra vez la historia esta. Vale, pues... Claro, es que esto... me imagino que uno de los trofeos... Me imagino que uno de los trofeos de... Uno de los trofeos que hay que ganar es el de tener todas las canciones. Entonces... Claro, si ya no puedo, o sea, si hay aquí había un mercader que ya no puedo visitar. Vale, chicos, os voy a hacer una cosa para que no veáis otra vez estos últimos 10 minutos de juego. Voy a pausar un momento, voy a pausar la transmisión, vale, y cuando termine sigo. Hasta ahora. Ahora de nuevo, bueno, he tardado poco en hacerlo todo de nuevo. Tengo el rollo de música, así que bueno, misión cumplida. Vámonos a ver. Bueno, ya que estamos aquí, vamos a hacer la misión esta.
The High Cardinal, the Dominion's all but done for. Was that shouting I heard? Barracks.
And you're just gonna fall into line?
I don't trust this Duke. If we
Oh, Clive. What am I to do? My wards and I may soon be without a home.
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne and taken up residence here in Northreach.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders, second only to his Radiance at the head of the Imperial government. Not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title, the Duke of Oriflamme.
And what does he want with Northreach?
He wants to transform it into a military stronghold, a foundation upon which to build a new Sambrec. He's already secured the support of the various army remnants, with promises that they shall be afforded the respect they deserve in his empire. One built on the confiscated property of the people.
He would rob the populace to pay for it.
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion to discourage him from this folly. But for whatever reason, he will not listen to me.
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around. Couldn't he use that influence again?
How? By speaking out against one of the most powerful men in Sambrec. A man whose stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve, and to improve the soldiers' lot within it. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel, and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. The Duke offers them a vision of strength and safety. No. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe the support of his men, if it did not cost him his life. But given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable. The people have little appetite for further deprivation, least of all when it serves only to elevate others.
And who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal to the Duke on my behalf for your services to Northreach? And unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty prevent you from speaking well?
Sí, mujer.
See what I can do.
Thank you, Clive.
De nada, hombre.
Tell me then, where will I find this in the garrison?
Overseeing the
All right. I may have met this Duke before, at the Remembrance ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
It's not only control of the garrison.
Well, what do you think?
O sea que este pavo es un cura que se quiere, digamos, adueñar de todo esto.
A whole day to dry some.
Halt. Oh, sorry about that. You're the dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about it. Wait here. I'll go and...
So,
You are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison. The Empire owes you a debt, and I shall see it repaid. But tell me, is it wealth that you seek, or favor?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, I see. You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant. Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting man like yourself shall always have a place here. Pride of place, in fact. For too long has the contribution of the noble soldier been under-reckoned. But no more. For it is they who shall see the Holy Empire rebuilt, beginning right here in Northreach.
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles. Her defenses are sound, and her garrison well prepared. Which is more than can be said for Oriflamme or Twinside. The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe Northreach to be the perfect place. With Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Plans are already underway for the construction. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that they are no match for the might of Sanbreque.
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town. Something they may be loath to do if they've been deprived of their worldly goods.
The people will do as their leaders command. If Sanbreque is to be rebuilt, she will require a functioning government. One whose authority is beyond question. That is why this levy is necessary. So that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid as befits a defender of the Empire. And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I seek to steal from the people and drive them from their homes.
I suspect they're afraid of losing what little they have left.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later. A citizens' revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose.
No me digas que ahora tengo que ir preguntándole a la gente.
Let's begin with those on the other side of the room.
Esto es una de las cosas que odio de este Final Fantasy. El hecho de que algunas misiones secundarias sean en plan hacer de recadero, tío. Pero bueno.
The captain wants 2 score pikeheads and as many swords as you're able to muster.
Do you think he was the only one who survived?
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
How'd you think? A question, if you don't mind. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
Don't get me started.
You build a life for yourself somewhere, earning for some noble to turn up and tell you got to hand it all over to him. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to empty our purses, he's in for a rude awakening. We'll do whatever it takes to keep what's ours. Whatever it takes.
All right there. What is it you're after, sir?
Just your opinion, actually. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of Oriflamme.
Oh, him. Not much. None of us traders do. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital, could they? And now he's trying to drive us out completely, threatening to take everything we got from us if we don't clear off. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'd be straight through that checkpoint, tar bucket in hand.
I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain duke.
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns the place. And with hardly a word to the dame. This is her town, not his.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, she still is. Just need his eminence to sod off back to Oriflamme.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks? Do you think he was the only one who survived? And you're just gonna fall into line?
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts.
Well, he's made a lot of enemies. I mean, look around us. The traders might not like having the screws put on them, but if they volunteer, I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the... And if that means...
It's not only control of the garrison he wants.
Well, what do you think? What do I think? I think if we
We already have a leader in the dame.
One at a time now. Is enough for it.
You're the one who was talking to His Eminence.
On the dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for granted, but it seems my words fell on deaf ears. What do you think of his plans?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me what to do, not the other way round. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the dame, but I've got a family to look after. That's where my loyalties lie, not with the town or the Empire, but with my wife and children. If the Duke can get us cement and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards, I don't care how he does it.
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing yourself.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of fortress. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, His Eminence's word is law. Look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come for free. Once Sanbreque is back on her feet...
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
whole day to dry some bloody...
Welcome back. Wraiths give you any trouble?
Captain, do you have a...
For you? Certainly. Clive, wasn't it? Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of Oriflamme.
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders. But I can't say I agree with him.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved. The Dame included.
That's right. I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks they could tear Northreach apart.
And she's probably right. Thank you, Clive. I know what I need to do now. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Doesn't matter how. Well, duty calls, so I better go. Thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Madre mía, qué coñazo de misión, ¿eh? No se acaba nunca.
Ah, Clive. How did you fare? Were you able to speak with the Duke?
I was, but...
So Northreach is to be a fortress after all. Well, it will certainly help to hold back the thralls. There's no denying that. Though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly goods are confiscated to pay for it. They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire the Duke means to build.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions, and hopes to reassert the authority of the state. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies were in your hands. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders. And not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sanbreque, I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it rise from the ashes. Thank you for trying.
I don't know about that.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to them. Because I realized what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, but protecting what I care about. Protecting Northreach. I honestly don't know when those monsters, but I'm certain they're not fit. And when they do come back, we need to stand with you to lead us, milady. I reckon it was you who finally convinced me. There's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us. That has always been. We have only to turn our attention. Thank you, Philippe.
Anything for you. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few? I fear His Eminence...
Not at all.
Wouldn't be the first.
There may be hope for Northreach yet. Especially with men like you and Philippe to champion our cause. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke, in the stubborn belief that I might still tempt him into joining hands. But I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid again. Until then, Clive.
Until then...
If we're going to do this, we'll need...
Clive, your timing is impeccable. It just so happens that right at this very moment, we're in need of someone with your talents.
And what talents would those be?
Why, your fearlessness, and your skill with a blade.
I'm listening.
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, when these dark skies swept over the Republic, so too did a wave of chaos and confusion. Randalar has been particularly badly affected. Many of the capital's bearers have lost their masters, or taken the opportunity to flee them. None remain free for long, of course. Most find themselves under the protection of the Fist before they get far. But the army too is in disarray, and finds itself unable to provide for its new charges. Which means it has been looking to sell.
And you've been looking to buy, to make sure these masterless bearers remain that way.
Precisely. It's the perfect opportunity to free dozens more, and for an attractive price, no less.
So where does my skill with a blade come in?
Though we may have the funds to buy these bearers, we have nowhere to house them. So we've been searching for a place where they can be resettled. Somewhere far from the prying eyes of those who would see them enslaved once more. And we believe we have found one. The place was abandoned a long time ago, but when the...
And so we seek the aid of a fearless swordsman to...
How could I refuse?
Excellent. Theo, if you wouldn't mind...
Of course.
Sounds like you'll have your work cut out.
I will. We have an entire village to stock, and even if I begin right now, I'll be... So I'd better get started. Try to clear the place out.
I'll do my best.
You will find a village in Chedra...
All right.
I'm sure you won't need...
Bueno, pues vamos a continuar. Esto es... aquí. Que por cierto, un día, de manera offline, me voy a poner a descubrir partes del mapa que no he descubierto todavía. Porque, por ejemplo, aquí hay un camino que está inexplorado. Aquí hay otro camino que está inexplorado también. Aquí hay otro camino que está inexplorado. Aquí, toda esta zona de aquí no la he descubierto todavía, o sea que un día supongo que cuando me pasen, no sé si al igual que en otros Final Fantasy, cuando te pases el juego te permitirá seguir jugando. Si no es así, pues cargo una partida anterior al final del juego y me dedico a explorar todo esto. Bueno, pues vamos a viajar hasta aquí.
This must have been a nice place once. It will be again.
Son monstruos con fáciles de matar, pero son muchos.
That's all of them. Come on, Toggle. Let's head back to Bock.
Esta zona del mapa, por ejemplo, la acabo de descubrir. No había estado aquí nunca. Es que voy a aprovechar para echarle un vistazo. A ver si hubiera algún cofre o algo por aquí. No tiene pinta. Ah, mira, aquí hay algo. Bueno, ha merecido la pena perder un poco de tiempo aquí. Vale, pues nada, volvamos.
Something the matter, Theodore? Quiet.
Those are our terms.
I shall.
Him again.
Someone you know?
Yes. And, no. But But enough about him.
It's done. The village...
You made quick work of it.
I should go and let Eloise...
Don't let me keep you. But Clive, don't tell her I was... She'll only get upset. I'll explain everything once...
All right. Eloise, I just got back from Cashlock. The village...
Thank you, Clive. Here. Well then, now that you have laid the groundwork for our little project, I suppose we'd better finish the job. The first thing we'll need to do is make sure our offer for the bearers is accepted.
You're still in negotiations.
We are. A trusted colleague has been dealing with the Fist on our behalf, but things have been trickier than we anticipated. I suppose it's to be expected. This is the army we're dealing with. Fighting's what they do. But we shall emerge victorious in the end.
Well, if you need any help, you know where to find me.
I'm not sure I do, but thank you all the same.
Vale.
Ah, Clive.
You wanted to talk?
The man I was watching earlier, the one speaking to me, he represents the Silver Peak Consortium. It's one of the bigger trading houses.
I don't think I've heard of them.
Well, every trader in Dharmekia has. They operate across the length and breadth of the Republic, and they're still expanding. They've been trying to get, and judging by her reaction...
And you'd rather she didn't?
I would rather she did what makes her happy. And I would never deny her such an opportunity. Eloise saved me from slavery. And we have striven to save others like me ever since. But this was not the life. I won't let her give up on her dreams again for my... She freed me from my bonds. And she must be freed from...
You're a good man, Theo.
I have always been grateful for what... And I want to repay the favor. But each time an opportunity to do just that arises,
she loves you.
And I love her. Which is... Though I'm sure I'll still need some help from...
Always.
Thank you, Clive. Well then, these bearers aren't going to... That's a job for the... Clive, you'll be pleased to know that the negotiations are progressing well.
That is good news.
Yes. Our comrade in Randala has just... I still have much and more to prepare. It's a huge...
Vale, pues vamos a hacernos esta segunda misión.
Do me a quick favor.
What is it this time? More wild beasts?
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to the caravans and ask Elle how long we have until the bearers and find out exactly how much faster I...
All right.
Thanks, Clive.
What's happened?
Don't blame yourself.
I know, but...
No buts about it, all right?
Is something wrong?
Bonnie came to give me a message from our intermediary. The talks with the Republican army have fallen through. They've reached an agreement with the Silver Peak Consortium instead. Though prices have fallen of late, we deliberately offered above the going rate to try and deter other bidders. But the Consortium offered double what we did, and the army jumped at the chance.
You had no opportunity to make a counteroffer?
None at all. And we were so close.
Elle? What's happened? I saw Vonnie leaving. She didn't look happy.
And with good reason.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist was speaking to about the bearers. How did the Consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising. They have ears all over the Republic. This isn't over. The Consortium will have to sell these bearers eventually, and at the price they paid, buyers will be few and far between. I'm going to Randala myself.
Alone? You sure that's wise?
Are you offering to be my bodyguard? How kind. Meet me at the checkpoint near the capital gates. I'll send an owl ahead and request a meeting. You go to Cashlock, Theo, and get everything ready. We've waited far too long as it is. Even if I fail to free these bearers, there will be others. Someone needs to prepare the place and keep any prowling beasts at bay.
Oh, and that's me, is it? Well, it looks like I'm following orders till she gets back from meeting the Silver Peak Consortium, who've been doing their best to undermine our scheme. She'll never join them after this, surely. No, she said it herself. She still has plans for Cashlock, even if this one falls through. She means to stay with us then. I can't say I'm not...
Bueno, vamos a acelerar esto un poco.
You're right. And if Elle's off fighting for the court, so I bid you farewell, and I'll gather my men and leave for Cat. You go to Randalar and see if you...
I'll do my best. All right. To Randalar then. Better not keep Eloise waiting.
What's happened?
Bueno. No sé cómo estoy. Hace rato que no veo... Bueno. Lo malo de estas misiones secundarias es que no me dan mucha experiencia. Y no estoy subiendo de nivel. A ver... Bueno. A ver si nos encontráramos alguna pocioncilla por aquí. Voy a poner el turbo más que nada para curarme. Me he curado un poquito. Fijaos, que con la habilidad de Shiva esta de polvo diamantino, dejo vulnerables a los monstruos en un momento, También me estoy dando cuenta que si quiero farmear puntos de habilidad, me tengo que enfrentar más a bichos de estos. Ya más o menos me voy conociendo en el mapa dónde están digamos, los monstruos un poco más difíciles, entre comillas, porque dan más puntos de habilidad. Así que si algún día me tengo que poner a farmear como un loco para conseguir todas las habilidades para el tema del trofeo de platino.
I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Did you arrange to speak with the consortium?
Here they are now.
You wish to consult with me?
I did. It's about the bearers you recently purchased from the Fist. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves. And then you stepped into the fray.
You misunderstand. The consortium had an interest in purchasing them from the very first. It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy, and so we resumed our business.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not inclined to make such decisions. But what is done is done. Come then. How much do you want for them?
Alas, you are too late yet again. We rarely take on such unconventional merchant. The bearers belong to him now.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from across the water. A most demanding fellow, if it's any consolation. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed. That's what you get when you deal with continental types.
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is quite different to ours. They pay good money for
That does sound... No matter then. If they've already left our shores, there's... And with it, my interest...
My associates will be sorry to...
I'm sorry you weren't able to...
As am I. He was right. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to buy those. Their representative hinted at a possible I feigned interest in. As soon as he left, I sent my own offer to...
So you never...
No. I entertained the Consortium's proposal solely, but I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out.
You tried.
I did. And they deserved more. I wanted...
Eloise! Word from Cashlock. The village is under attack. A pack of beasts have come down from the mountains, and there's a dragon at its head. Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they can, but the odds are against them. They need help, and...
Theo!
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you, Clive. I'll gather some men and join you there. Just...
Hold on, Theo. I'm coming.
¿Cómo con dragón? No entiendo. Han dicho la palabra dragón. Bueno. He visto que alguien se ha conectado. Un saludo. Ah, guay. He saltado un barranco de 12 metros y no me ha hecho daño. Muy realista el juego este. Vaya tela.
Where's Theodore?
Upriver!
He led the dragon that way.
You just have to pray, mate.
I can do better than... Creatures have already turned. Orgle, kill! It's over. Get him! Waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does.
Pero ¿dónde está el dragón? Ahí está el dragón.
Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy. Go, Torgal! Over here! All yours, Torgal!
Uf, menudo hostia me acabo de meter. Uf. Bueno, no llevo mal el combate, ¿eh? A ver si le pudiera tortear de nuevo. Estoy a punto de aturdirle, de hecho. Le voy a dejar aturdido ahora mismo. Bien. Bueno, por fin una misión secundaria con un poquito de... En fin, un poquito de dificultad. Un dragón.
Me worried for...
Ay, no me digas que se ha convertido en acásico. Oh, pobrecillo.
Think it might be a little too late for that.
Pobrecillo.
Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream.
Theodore! And so will you!
Take care of my sister.
Theodore, wait.
Goodbye. El.
Pobrecillo.
Thank you, Clive. I think I'll be all right now.
That was true bravery he showed. Leading the dragon away from the village like that. His first instinct was always to protect people. To put others' well-being before his own.
And now he's gone. Because I sent him to that place. Against his will.
It wasn't against his will. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own. So that you would finally be free to live your own life.
To live my own life? He never could come to terms with the choice I made.
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
We grew up in Canva. We were born to one of the great trading houses. And I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo did not. While I studied the art of commerce, he played at soldiers instead. A late bloomer. In more ways than one. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that his powers awakened. My parents tried to drive him out of the house and into the care of the constables. But before they could, I took him into mine.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him from slavery. But he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free you from what he called your bonds, just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not wondered from time to time how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed Theo to be taken.
Oye, pues la Eloise esta es guapilla, ¿eh? Si no tuviera Churri, mi Churri Jill, no sería una mala opción.
Regretted the decision I made. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night and the choice I made.
Esta es la pobre
He
Superman.
was never a burden. If anything...
You weren't, Eloise. He said it himself, that he had always been grateful to you for saving him, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You did whatever was necessary, and you always would have.
You're right. It was so we could be together. Oh, Theo.
Pobre mujer.
I know Theo wanted me to move on, but I'm staying here at the Crimson Caravan. We can make a difference here. We can help people, save them. So I'll carry on doing what we do, ensuring that goods, people, bearers get where they need to be, bringing smiles to people's faces, just like we always have, and to Theo's, wherever he is. This is the life I have chosen, the life I will always choose.
I've made a choice of my own, to continue helping you however I can.
Thank you, Clyde. Let's go on together, then.
Guay. Vale, bueno, pues mira, esta misión, para ser una misión secundaria, me ha gustado. No, es quiero decir, no ha sido como, quiero decir, de ir de recadero ni nada de esto. Estas dos misiones me han molado, pues porque han tenido un poquito de, no sé, un poquito de miga, un poquito de dificultad. Bueno, vamos a seguir con las agujas del reloj. Y para ello nos vamos aquí.
Lord Rosfield, is there aught the Undying might assist you with this day?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to uncover Ultima's origins. Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little unless, I regret to report.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not rest until the truth is known. Even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm for traces of Ultima's touch.
Fallen ruins, I take it. Dating back as far as Phoenix Gate.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of the fallen civilization, as if protecting the secrets concealed within.
Secrets we'd see unearthed.
Should our methods be of interest, my lord, mayhap it would please you to observe some of our number at work.
Would that be possible?
Of course. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov, a small hamlet built around I was due to visit my colleagues there. If you would consent to do so in my stead, I'm sure that they would be honored to relate any discoveries they have made to you directly.
All right. I'll go and meet with them.
They will be most gratified, I am sure. Might I suggest you it will lead you straight to...
Thank you.
I wish you a...
A village built around an airship. Sounds like another Lost Wing. I hope the inhabitants are just as friendly.
Too slow. Nice try. This one. Torgal. Go for it. To me, boy. Get him. Go for it. Sick him. Attack. Go to him. Get him. Over here!
Time to fight.
Let's go! Get him! You're finished! Over here! Yeah! Sick him!
Better already.
Here, take a look at my wares. A fine choice. Of course. Go safely.
Oh no. You'll pay for this. May still be survivors. Go for it! I'd say it's their leader. This one. Nice try. slow. Get him!
Enough.
Should have stayed in the past. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Ah, forgive me, my lord. I did not recognize you. We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site. Thanks to them, and to you, we were, for a mercy, able to see our duty to its conclusion.
You call that a mercy? Your brothers might still be alive if you put their safety before your duty. Surely this survey wasn't worth dying for.
We are charged with uncovering Ultima's origins. A duty of the highest import, as I'm sure you will agree.
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the cause, an honor to which all... Now, to what do we owe the honor of your presence, Lord Marquis?
Cyril told me of your work here, and I agreed to collect your...
I see. That is most kind. May the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart.
It's one thing to lay down your life for another, but for a survey... I suppose I'd better get this back to Cyril. That's better.
Are you buying or selling? Of course. A fine choice. Go safely.
Ah, you are returned, my lord.
I... collect here.
My thanks. I shall study them, and...
Cyril, your survey party suffered several losses in Kretov. Losses which could have been avoided. Were these your orders?
No. This was their choice. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix.
Even when death is avoidable.
My lord, I fear that this is not a point over which it would be fruitful to argue. The Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations. We live to serve the Phoenix.
Cyril, I know that you and your brethren answer only to Joshua, but allow me to offer you a word of advice. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to have his loyal followers surrender their lives with... Provide your survey parties with an escort. Think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, but how, please, for all our sakes.
I thank you. If you will permit me to respond. Our faith in his grace, and we of the Undying, as first shield to the Phoenix.
I do.
Then we are of the same mind.
Clive! To what do I owe the pleasure? I just wanted to see how the town's been faring since you brought everyone together.
Since we brought... all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, and the bandits, just as the good Lady Jane and Lord Underhill intended.
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too. They're going to make him the Lord of Dalimil.
It's the mayor of Dalimil, dear child. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. Speaking of menaces, there may be a rather worrying one just over the horizon.
May there indeed.
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in and they have formed what one could call, and they grow more organized.
We'll fight them all off just like last time. Won't we, Lubor?
Of course we will. The longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult. Our best hope is to nip these by finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet... Perhaps a certain Lord Underhill?
How could I refuse?
Thank you, my lord. Victor will fill you in on the particulars. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from my scouts. Such an amenable soul. He reminds me of you.
I'll go and speak with...
What's the difference between a lord and a man?
A league of outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition. Still in Dalimil, Victor?
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnis by now.
I did. I've developed something of a fondness for the place. And having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, it would seem remiss to abandon a sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't...
You're not the only one.
What does he want you to do?
He asked for my aid in putting... and he said that you might be able to...
Then you've come at just the right time. There are more camps in the vicinity, but we must strike together, and we must...
All right. Which camp?
There's one upriver.
Leave it with me.
Those ne'er-do-wells meant to band together.
All yours, Torgal. get him! Over here!
¿No puedo, qué? No tengo hambre. Con el... Sí, luego más tarde.
That must be the camp Victor mentioned. Come on then, Toggle.
That's him! The one who killed Locke and Fingers! Take his head off! Over here! Go, Toggle!
I'd better let Victor know.
Sid, where are you? Ah, I see the bandits didn't pose you any trouble.
No, but...
No.
What is it?
The whole town's in up. They're saying that...
What?
Seems that one of our... some of the and win and without a...
But that's not...
It is. If he has, well, I would still...
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here.
You're right.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such... Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running, but we just couldn't
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed playing this. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing.
All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something, and quickly. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind.
You're right.
I'm glad you agree. I'm a Dalmec born and bred. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Nat. They know that Lord Underhill...
I'll do what I can. Lubor, stay here with the children. I can't promise anything, but...
And that is...
O sea, que tenemos que ir a hablar con Peña.
Why are you taking the bearer's side?
Why do they always have to make such a fuss?
He knew all along that he was...
Forgive me for disturbing you, but... Could I have a moment of your time?
As have I. Lord Underhill, wasn't it? Of the League of Merchants.
That's right. I wanted to speak to you about Lubor.
The rumors that he's a bearer. All true, I'm afraid.
He'll never be... But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly... In this at least, he's done the town a service.
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was laughing behind our backs all the while.
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you. He cannot be trusted.
So what do you propose? Will you drive him from his home?
Perhaps. And they will thank you.
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I could...
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie...
You never know. Once their anger is...
All right.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
I assume this is...
There's still...
But perhaps not.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. We'll talk some sense.
No. And your efforts would be better...
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie. That a blade is a reflection of the smith who... Yourself be true. That was her rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making. But I do not doubt that she was always true, and so must I be. And now, I must embrace my new role of villain, so for only united can they hope to stand against the threat that awaits them. I'll need to make a...
Don't go, Lubor. We'll be all alone.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best.
How could it possibly be for the best? The least you can do is give the townspeople...
They would not take it.
Over. And so just like that, you're going to throw this town? I thought you were better than this, but it seems you had me...
Victor.
Forget it.
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubor?
Of those available to me? But where are my manners? Right then.
If there's anything I can do...
I'll bear it.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them. Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything promised? You earned this. Here you are. Best of luck out there, Sid.
How do you split the sea?